Yeah, so we're here to, this is all about a class for women over 40. And so you're here because you're going to learn about why diets don't work when you're over 40 typically and what does instead. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of fun for um, this next hour together, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what you're going to learn and how the hour is going to go. Okay, you all ready? Who's excited? I am. So fun. So this is the first of a three-part series, just so you know. And we're all here to help pre-menopause, menopause, and post-menopausal women to actually know, to learn the game, to play to win. And you've heard this before from me, because really the game does change. It's not all in your head. It really does. And it's so much about the hormones. And a lot of women are starting to there's more information out there, okay, that is accurate, but there's so much that isn't. And so what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through, what we believe to be accurate and how we work with our clients. And also, if you have any questions, but there is a chat, okay? There's a chat line. So I have an assistant who's going to be in the chat. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, guess what? Write it in the chat because you will be answered, okay? And you'll be taken care of, okay? Because that's what we do, right, Reese?
We do.
Can you ladies hear us okay? You just put a thumbs up if you can hear us okay. Okay.
All right.
Good, good, good. Well, let's get started then, shall we? All right. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and here we go. Now, again, the topic is why diets stop working after 40 and what to do instead. And what we're going to do is we're going to understand more about our bodies, okay? And we're going to get to the next one. Here we go. So I'm just curious if this sounds like you. You're over 40. You're in perimenopause. You've been told you are because of your hormones, or you just you have a feeling that you are because of your signs and symptoms that you're experiencing right now. You're in menopause or post-menopause, okay? And you've tried everything, okay? The keto was the big deal, right? A lot of women were doing the keto piece, the fasting, tried that, the shakes, the strict tracking, and now it's more like Ozempic and GLP-1 and all these new kids on the block. It's like it just keeps coming, right? And it's like,
Yep.
But why isn't it working? You're going to find out today. And you're also maybe someone where the scale just isn't budging, or it's bouncing 3 pounds, 5 pounds down, up, down, just after like one weekend of having maybe a little bit of wine or falling off your plan. Or you may be a woman who's exhausted and your sleep is a mess. Or you're wondering, like, is this how it's going to be? Like, is this what we're expecting? Because that's what you're hearing, right? Maybe from the doctors. Well, that's just well, you're in menopause. That just is what happens, right? This
Yep.
may sound like you. Okay. Now, we're gonna share with you exactly what you're going to learn. You're gonna learn 5 things today by the end of our talk. The first one is why these go-to diets stop working when you're a woman over 40.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to talk a lot about hormones. There'll be 4 big hormone shifts that you're going to know that are slowing your metabolism and also increasing that midsection belly fat. Okay. You're going to learn about how stress, because you've heard this before. Yeah, I'm stressed. That's probably why I'm gaining weight. You're going to learn why that happens, how poor sleep, and how blood sugar surges up and down, hijacks your weight loss efforts.
And the different types of stress as well.
That's true, because that one word stress, like, don't we just hear that all the time?
It means so many different things to so many different people, right?
Yeah.
And then number 4 is the number one mindset mistake that women over 40 are keeping them stuck in that start-stop mode. They go, stop, go, stop, go, stop. And then Michelle's simple 3-step alignment formula to lose fat, build lean muscle tissue, working with your body instead of working against it all the time.
Yeah. So I'm just going to see here, you guys, you can hear us okay? You can see the screen. Everything good so far?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Great. We're going to go back. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some housekeeping and what you're going to learn. So we've got 45 minutes to an hour together.
Yeah.
We are going to leave time, which is actually, I think, a really important piece for Q&A at the end. All right. So hang tight for that. You can also start asking the questions now in case you need to hop off early. That's okay too. We're here to serve you today. It's all about you. All right. And so use this as much as you can because there's never a silly question. Don't we always say that?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you have it, there'll be others that will have it too, and you're actually helping yourself and others. And what we love to do is we want everyone to be fit and healthy. And so we all work together, no judgment. Okay. So we're all here together.
And we've already had one question. Will there be a replay? Yes, there will. It'll be there for a limited time. So you'll have, I think it's going to be 48 hours or something like that, that you'll have to be able to watch it again, 40 or 72 hours. And then stay right to the end.
Actually, I do
Go
want to
ahead.
share something.
Go ahead.
So even though I'm a clinical nutritionist, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. This is not going to replace medical advice, nor it should really, because it's really so individualized. And so if you're going to start to embark on a really like shift, then you want to make sure that maybe you check with your doctor or perhaps check with us to see if you need to check with the doctor first, really.
Yep.
So this is not replacing medical advice, okay? And go ahead, stay to the end.
So stay to the end because we're going to invite you to the next webinar. When you signed up for the first one, you automatically were enrolled into the second and third one. If you don't want them, you just press on send and we'll honor that and take you out of the series. But you'll just automatically be getting notifications of webinar 2, which is the hormonal hierarchy, how to regain control of weight, sleep, and mood. And then the webinar 3 with the dates will be why consistency feels impossible and the missing piece that no one's really talking about. And then after that, we're going to move into a 5-day Meno Reset challenge that you'll have an opportunity to sign up for as well. But we'll do the 3 webinars first, see how everything's driving for you. And then if you'd like to do that, then you can dive into the challenge from there.
And we actually chose when to do the challenge because here's the thing, you know, in the new year, you guys are like, you ladies are gung ho. Okay, I'm ready. I know you're probably ready now, but I know our clients are. But like, if you're not a client and you're maybe like, okay, no, I know 2026 is going to be my year. That's the time I want to do the reset. Great. We're going to make sure that we're doing it step by step. You ladies are learning the right things. And we're doing it all together. So the challenge is January 5th. But again, watch the webinars to get an idea of actually our philosophy and how we teach. And if it feels right, we would love it if you were to be part of our 5-day Meno Reset Challenge. So it's one day after the next so that we keep the momentum and then you practice what you learn, okay? And then you make it your everyday. This is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're going to learn a real lifestyle, okay? So I can hear someone else popping on. That's great. Hello. So that's how tonight's going to work. All right. So let's go. Well, we have a surprise for you. So one thing about Reese and I is we like to do giveaways.
Yep.
Yeah. And so for everyone watching today, we're going to want you to enjoy this $100 gift certificate towards any of our Fit and Healthy Forever programs. Okay. So if you're wondering what they are and you're liking what you hear, just make sure that in the chat, you can say, hey, I'd like to learn more about that. Or you can just direct message me in Instagram or Facebook, and then we will make sure that we can, start the conversation. Okay. But we always love to reward the ones that are on the calls. Okay. So there you go.
And for some of those of you who don't know, who the heck are we?
Okay, let's get to it. Meet your host. Well,
so Reese and Michelle. I'm Reese, this is Michelle.
Yeah.
I've been helping people, men and women and kids actually, for over 42 years with all kinds of different things in the natural health space, exercise, formulating supplements, anything to do pretty much with health and wellness. Michelle has actually been for 24, almost 25 years in clinical nutritionist. So she's a clinical nutritionist. She's an intracellular detox specialist, special training, and a number of other designations behind, but also a chartered herbalist because the plant kingdom comes into this as well. We've chosen to specialize in women 40 plus who are traveling through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, and all kinds of different health and fitness challenges, right? We are the founders of the Fit and Healthy forever and the Meno method. And our mission really is to, corny as it sounds, make the world a better place. But
Yeah.
that's to make fat loss real, like just a real thing, like something that's a lifestyle for you. We have people come to us that are like, you should eat less and exercise more. If you don't eat less, you have no willpower. And if you don't exercise more, you're lazy. And we take and we flip that right on its head. We're kind of getting more nutrition into you and we're going to exercise a little bit, but it's going to be nice, pretty simple, easy exercise, depending on your fitness level. If you've been somebody
Mhm.
like some of our clients who've been training for a longer period of time, you're going to get a workout that's personalized, but that's going to challenge you to that next level as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good, good. Okay, so let's get to it. So why should you trust this process? Well, we have a laundry list of client results and we're very, very proud of them because they're just doing the work. That's it. We share them a step, share them a step, they do it and they report back. It's amazing. That's what clinical practice is, okay? And we get to hear and we get to tweak that kind of thing. Now, we have literally helped thousands of women over 40 and we've helped them lose weight even when they thought it was just their age. We actually help them sleep better. Some take longer, some can sleep better straight away. Depends on the situation and how long you haven't been sleeping, right? But we can turn that around, okay? We definitely going to 10x your energy and stop sugar cravings because a lot of our clients are, keep falling off the rails because they have the sugar bugs that is in the way. Well, bye-bye sugar bugs, and then they can start to get their power back. Okay. I've saved gallbladders, I've saved uteruses from being taken out. Absolutely. And also helping to reverse health conditions. I have to let you know, like, this is like one of our favorite things to do is to help you heal. Here's the thing. This is weight loss using an eating plan to be able to release the weight, but really we help you get healthy to lose the weight. And so when that happens, well, health conditions just like go away. Things like secondary polycythemia. Listen, asthma, allergies, arthritis, they sound like, oh my gosh, you can heal those. Absolutely. They're not even that difficult to heal. When you give the body, first of all, what it needs and what it doesn't need, of course it's going to heal. You just need to unblock the body's own magical healing response. And guess what? It does. All right. GERD, colitis, so many things. And the other thing we love to do is
Get people off of multiple medications. The first thing the doctor does when they go there is they don't really look at what the cause of the problem is. It's just, I have a medication that I think will block that a symptom for you. So it's just like taking like a Tylenol type of thing. You take a Tylenol to stop pain, like maybe like a headache or something, but you didn't really stop the headache or the cause of the headache. So it's going to come back again, but you just temporarily block that signal to it. And it's the same with many medications. And all of them come with what I call a bag of tricks, which is you're actually contributing to more liver and kidney function problems as well, right? So
yeah, because those are the filters. And the other thing that I just really need you to pay attention and realize is when you're on, it's a drug, it's a chemical, it's moving you in a direction that's artificial. Yes, some of them are important. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying know what they are. And so even if you're watching this and you're on medications, I highly recommend you look to see the side effects because maybe that's why you're feeling the way you are. It's because the side effects of the medication. So it's very important to empower yourself with the chemicals that you're on. All right. And also long-term use. For example, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many women come to me on low thyroid medication. And I share with them, did you know the long-term side effects of that is actually bone loss? They don't know. They don't know. You need to know these because listen, then we have to go, okay, well, I got to make sure I'm on a good bone formula so that I can support my bones because the medication is drawing the calcium out of the bones. It literally is doing that. So so again, I just really, if you can take anything home, just become more empowered with what you're doing now. And one of them would be the medications. Also, micronutrient deficiencies. My goodness, when you're on these medications, your body's basically using your own micronutrients or nutrients to try and stabilize while you're on on the medication. Like, for example, if you're on heart medication, we know CoQ10 would be something that's being depleted in your body. And you're wondering, like, why am I so tired? Why can't I think properly? Because the medication is using your CoQ10 while you're on it. And that's CoQ10 is important for energy and for your heart. So
Yeah.
these things are really important. And then you're going to want to supplement while you're on the medication, the CoQ10, so it's so that you can get the energy back while you can have a conversation with the doctor. Hey, I'd like to bring the medication down because I want to bring my health back up. And that's a conversation with your doctor. But listen, like, your doctor works for you. That's
And,
why the
and,
blood work is yours too.
and your statin drugs that you're on, they're actually reducing the coenzyme Q10, as Michelle's saying, but they're also breaking down your muscle tissue. And so here you are, your metabolic engine, which is your muscle tissue that you need as you're growing older to maintain, if not grow, is actually being depleted when you're taking statin medication, as well as that coenzyme Q10 that's an integral part of your heart and how it functions. And the people that manufacture these actually made two medications. They made one as the statin medication, and they made another one with CoQ10. So they're very, very aware that you require CoQ10, but they don't really sell this one over here. They sell this one, right? So very few of your friends take one medication and stop there. They're going from 1 to 2 to 3, like some of our clients, like 11, 12, 13,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really important. So if you
Yeah.
have friends, yeah. So that's super important. And then I have to say, out of all these medications that I want to see you reduce that you don't need if you've had it long term, proton pump inhibitors, those that are stopping your stomach acid. Okay, so that's something to think about. Anyways, yeah, we can keep going. So what we're going to do, so we talked about that. We're going to focus on hormone smart nutrition, and we're going to explain how is it hormone smart, the right type of exercise and duration, and sustainable real life daily routines. The whole thing here is this: I really need you to open up, like, think differently. We're going to have you think differently. We're going to have you look at food differently. Okay, and that's one of the biggest pieces here. Now we have clients that are actually on the call today, and they've already get incredible results, and we could have picked out of a laundry list of clients. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to pick Maria for this one. And so this is an example of a client in the case study. Just so you know, you're not broken. Everything, it can be fixed. And so we have Maria, she's 58, almost 60, and she came to us like, help, nothing's working. And so Maria, she came to us after she tried semaglutide, keto, fasting shakes for decades, like years, like, this isn't working. And she was losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, and she felt very deflated. All right. Because it's like, what I'm doing, I'm trying, but it's like not working. And then what we did is when we looked at her assessment, we realized that, and we're going to talk about this, stress hormones. No matter what your diet is, if your stress hormones, which we're going to talk about today, are through the roof, then you're going to get the Meno belly. You're going to get the cortisol belly, regardless of your diet. You've got to make sure that, like Reese talks about, tame the tiger, bring the stress down. And then that is also going to correlate with your blood sugar. Believe me, the stress hormones, cortisol, that's also going to impact your blood sugar up and down, up and down. So what happens then? Gaining weight, losing weight, and your moods, guess what? They follow your blood sugar, by the way. So that's why a lot of what we teach and the eating plans that we provide, you got to stabilize that blood sugar. So if you can take something else from today, whatever you do, and you're women over 40, believe me, because you don't have the estrogen on your side, that's a hormone, you've got to really do whatever you can to balance blood sugar. And we're going to teach you how to do that because it's dose dependent. It's all about what you're eating. Okay, that's the first step. Broken sleep. See, if you have a good eating plan, you have good blood sugar, your stress hormones come down, guess what? You'll be able to sleep better. And this is what we helped Maria with. And then when she came to us, she was so stressed out. She was in this protection and store mode. Well, what happened was we tamed the tiger. She felt safe. And then what happens? She was able to release, okay, get this, 37 pounds in just 10 weeks, and not 37 pounds in 10 weeks.
And the cool thing is, her husband, who was not on the program, not a client of ours, but obviously living in the same home and eating the same food that Maria was making, in different quantities for a man, he successfully dropped 51 pounds in the same period of time. So in addition to losing the weight, which was a side effect of becoming healthy, she went off all of her medications,
Yeah.
including a lot of OTC over-the-counter medications as well, nasal sprays. She was taking Benadryl, she was drinking Benadryl out of a
Yeah.
bottle, thinking that she was helping her sleep
Yeah.
and her allergies and so forth, and then sleep medication on top of that. Right, so she went off all of those.
All of it.
And so, as she's saying, for the first time in years, I don't wake up thinking about my weight,
No, because it's just
right?
coming
It's not
up.
her focus. So
Yeah.
now her focus is how do I go to the next level of health?
Yeah.
Right?
And so another message here is even the over-the-counter medications where you don't need a doctor, they matter because what is it doing? It's masking what the body actually needs. Okay. Tylenol, Advil, all these things. Listen, the body's trying to talk to you, and we're going to get into that. So here is, this is, I find this really
Let me
funny.
read.
I had to, okay, do it.
Okay. So here's the story that you've been sold. If a man's testosterone dropped to menopausal levels overnight, he'd be hospitalized. But when a woman loses her progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone, has sluggish thyroid and insulin resistance, she's told to go vegan, do more cardio, and take magnesium, and everything will be fine. Meanwhile, her metabolism tanks,
Yeah.
the joints are all achy, she can't sleep, brain fog sets in. Well, that's not wellness at all, right?
No, no. So
So
we're here to turn the
it's
tapes.
not that you just need more willpower. It's not that you need to eat less and move more. It's not that your metabolism's broken. It's not you're just getting old. It's just suck it up, buttercup. That's the way it is. It's menopause. Nothing you can do about it. Everybody goes through it. No.
Yeah.
The result is you're blaming yourself instead of the strategy, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that. And so what you actually feel is, oh my gosh, I'm eating clean, there's no movement on the scale and all these things. So we're not gonna get into that piece, but we're gonna keep going here. So the truth is, again, this is a big deal. Your body has changed, but your strategy didn't. You need the strategy to match the body. That's the key. So learning point number one. That's why your old go-to diet stopped working after 40 because the hormones shifted. All right.
So you can't be doing the same thing that you did in your 20s and
No.
30s
Yeah,
with a 40, 50, 67
that's
year
right.
old body, right?
I
It just
think so.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And so here is the big shift number one, hormones change. Yeah. And so what are the four big hormone shifts that slows metabolism and increase belly fat? Well, we really need to pay attention to the big players. What are they? Estrogen and progesterone. I'm going to share with you the screen. Like look on the screen here on the very left. You'll see hormone levels on the left and then age on the right. That's the thing, right? So when you are 25 to 35, they're pretty stable. Estrogen's doing well, progesterone's doing well, testosterone actually starts to tank at around age 25, just so you know. And testosterone is very important for bone health, drive, and muscle building. And melatonin just kind of stays the way it is. But what happens is when we hit 40, oh yeah, it's erratic. That's what happens. Just so you know, the estrogen, the progesterone, testosterone starts to go down, but estrogen and progesterone start to do this funky stuff. Okay. And that's why it's like, oh my gosh, something's weird. I'm doing what I'm doing, but nothing's working. Yeah, because the hormones are going up and up and up. There's no real rhyme or rhythm. And then menopause, boom. Estrogen, progesterone, they're flatlined. I'm telling you, now the adrenals need to take over from the ovaries because the ovaries shut their doors. The adrenals take over. Well, guess what the adrenals also do? They're supposed to be handling your stress. So now if you're too stressed and you're supposed to make estrogen, that is like that's one of the reasons why women are struggling is because they're not realizing that actually I really do need to take care of this stress. And I'm so used to being a superstar, doing all the things because I could, right? You're a wife, you have a career, you've got kids, you have friends, you have a social network, right? You want to keep up with all these things. You were able to when you were younger, but listen, when the ovaries shut, the adrenals are now trying to make your estrogen, and we really need to prioritize, what is it called? Self-care. We need to bring the stress down. It's a real thing. So it's like, no, I'm still Wonder Woman. No, that's not going to take you very far. It's not, because what happens is things start to tank. And
The
how
other-
does that feel?
The other thing is when you look at this chart, you could be saying, but I thought you said that it wasn't really to do with age, right? The thing that we need to realize is that cortisol or stress is a massive piece of this. So if you can imagine when you're younger, we're all born with a stress bucket. We talk about taming the tiger, but you're all born with a stress bucket. You are, I am, everybody is. And as we age, that stress bucket is drip, 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 a little bit more stress every time. As we're getting into our 20s, it's still quite manageable. Our 30s still may be manageable. 40s, it's filling up. If we're not mitigating that, if we're not working with some sort of self-regulation to keep that stress down to a certain level, and if we keep letting it rise, all of a sudden we're 40, 45, 50, and the bucket's now overflowing. When the bucket overflows, then we bump into all this other stuff. Then we bump into joint pain. Then we jump into lack of sleep. We jump into belly fat. All the aspects of that stress spilling over, right? So what we do with our clients is help to bring down that stress level, right? Through certain mechanisms. We just work to bring that stress level down, that bucket down,
Yeah.
so that you have the capacity to be able to have more stress in your life, because we're not going to get away from stress in our life, but to be able to manage it.
Yeah, and we have tools for that. And really, that's a really important piece when you're a woman over 40. We do need to do more self-care and take care of that stress. Because if not, the result is, guess what? Your body thinks it has an infection because your inflammation goes up. You have a low-grade infection, and that's why you're tired all the time. All right. And then that's where the belly fat accumulates because the cortisol goes up. It's called cortisol belly. And that's where the cravings and the mood swings. It's like a big disaster. So before we get into some tools, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to see if, is this helping at all? Is this making sense? Let me know if this is helping at all. I'm just looking to see if there's any questions here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's perfect. We'll get back to it. So let's get into it. All right. So.
Oh, hi, Michelle. Sorry, I'm driving. I just wanted to say that it is helping. It is helping. And so I appreciate what you guys have been bringing up. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Jen. This is great. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So let's, good. It could be reminders too, but sometimes we need the reminders, right? Oh, stop. There we go. Sometimes we need the reminders. I know I do. And the permission. Oh, no, I have to do this. Ladies, guess what? We have the permission to take care of ourselves, right? It feels like being selfish, but it's not. Okay, you have the permission. Now, let's get into right. Let's get into big shift number 2, which is this
is what we were just talking about, right?
You
How
can
stress,
go through,
poor sleep, and blood sugar hijack weight loss, right? So you can see where your stress levels are, their optimum, some of the things that are happening and so forth, right?
Actually, can I share something? What I really want to make like an impression upon you here is this. Low stress, if it's too low and there's nothing really going on, you're bored. Like you don't want no stress because then it's like boring. It's like dull Groundhog Day. That's not what we're looking for. Okay. But when we start to get a balance of stress, that's where you feel optimum. But if the stress bucket goes too high, then you wake up, you're actually not getting a full you wake up tired even after a full sleep. You get what you've heard, nervous breakdown, and there's just feel overwhelmed just by the simplest things. So we're going to want to get you right into the center where you're not bored and it's not Groundhog Day because that's boring, where you're not overwhelmed, where it's like rushing women's syndrome where you stress every day. We want the very center. Here's the thing. What I share with my clients is I want you to have a calm sense of readiness and excitement about your future. That's the sweet spot. Okay. No. This piece here. Okay. So what happens if we're too stressed? What happens if we're too stressed? Guess what? That's why you're hanging on to the fat, because you've passed your threshold. Okay. That's why this is really, really important. That's you, hun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So most women over 40 think they need to eat less, cut carbs, or work harder. But the real issue isn't that at all, right? It's your hormones, your habits, and your nervous system. It's that stress piece. That piece is such a large portion of what we're talking about here today. So you're always in that start stop mode. Your body's your body as a woman, you want to feel safe, right? I mean, men we do as well, but as women, you want to feel safe. So you've had years and decades of dieting, right? That's not safety. Eat less, move more is not safety, right? And the body becomes more efficient. As you start to lose weight or start to eat less, your body will shed some weight. Some of that weight will be fat, some of it will be muscle.
Yeah.
When you go off that diet, because you can't stick to it because it's not sustainable, it's not a lifestyle, what do you gain back? You gain back fat, you don't gain back the muscle. Now your metabolic engine that was helping you to burn fat while you were sleeping is getting shorter and smaller and smaller. So muscle, you lose muscle and fat, lose muscle and fat, lose muscle and fat, gain it back. The muscle's here, the fat's here, right? And so it becomes that more difficult. And your body becomes, it's always looking for balance. It's always looking for homeostasis. It's always looking for the most efficient way to take care of things. So if you're not feeding it properly, it will look for minerals from your bones,
Yep.
right? It'll look to tear down your muscle tissue to get enough fuel to be able to feed itself to keep the organs going. So the harder you push, the more the body protects. So whether it's heavy workouts, whether it's long sessions of cardio, which we've been taught to say are the good things, whether it's eating less, those are all stressors that we want to keep.
And that's the problem with these GLP-1s, okay? Yeah, they're going to reduce your appetite, but really, what are you going to do with the muscle mass? And that's the problem with these ones that are on, they go off and it's like now they're skinny fats. Now, oh my gosh, they have all this work to do to try and build the muscle. So you could, it's okay. Like we have ways where we can work together when you're on the GLP-1, but here's the thing, you've got to keep building that muscle. Muscle is your metabolic engine, okay? So that was great, Reese. So just so you know, you are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not weak. Your body is responding to the exact signal that you're giving it.
Yeah.
It's really that. And so we need to shift the playbook from the 20 to 30 to the 50 to 60 and 70. Okay. So, well, here we go. What are we going to do instead? Well, I don't even like the word diet. It's really about nutrition. We want to get more nutrition into you. And it's an eating, it's a lifestyle. It's eating to match your goals and who you are so that it's sustainable. You love your foods and you're able to drop the weight and keep it off for life. Okay. So we're not going to talk diets here. And what we're going to do is we're going to realign with the hormones where you're at now. Okay. And this is where we get into the 3-step realignment formula for women over 40. Cool. All right. And so what is the 3-step formula? Well, the 3-step, I'm glad you asked. The 3-step realignment formula is how we're going to be able to, like I promised, lose fat, build lean muscle, working with your body as it is now instead of against it. Number one, step one, you're going to learn about like your biology. You're going to learn about your hormones. Step two, you're going to remove all that extra stress. We want some, okay? But we don't want extra, all right? And then step three, we're going to reset with our Meno foundations. And we're going to walk through this right now. So the first one is meet your biology. What does that mean? Cookie cutters are like gone. 2026 is about personalization. You need to know more about yourself and stop asking what's wrong with me, but start asking, what is my body actually trying to tell me? All these signs and symptoms, we don't want to, like, we need to embrace them going, body, what, like, you talk to your body's trying to talk to you with these signs and symptoms. We don't want to not talk to it. It's like the kid, I always think, the little kids grabbing at your pant legs and trying to get your attention by giving you the whatever, like throwing things or blah, blah, blah. And you're trying to like brush it off. You're brushing it off. But you know what? There's a message there. Okay. And so
it's
you
like
want
the signal like in your dashboard in your car. It's like flashing red and you're like, oh, just put a piece of tape over it. Don't worry about it. It's like, no, you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Putting a piece of tape over is like taking a medication, trying to just forget like it's not really going on.
Can you say tap on the shoulder? That's really good. So at the very start,
Well, at the very start, you get this little tap on the shoulder. It's like, hey, I've got a little bit of belly bloat. I got a little bit of cravings going on. I got a little bit of constipation going on. But if you let that go for a period of time, it'll keep kind of tapping you, tapping, hey, psst, hey, I'm trying to tell you something. It's like, no, I don't want to listen.
Yeah.
Then eventually you get what I call the 2x4 upside the head. It's like, oh, it's like, what the heck is that, right? It's like now you're, I don't know, you're laid out, you're in the hospital. Something happened that's much worse than where you were at, right? If you just listen to these little signals, if we just go, oh, the oil light is on, I should probably change the oil or have it looked at,
Yeah.
instead of waiting until you hear it go clunk, 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 and the car stops. That's the 2x4 upside the head, right? So
Yeah, I love
just
that.
start to recognize those patterns and go, oh, okay, I'm getting a signal. I wonder what that means.
Yes.
And then we go back to find out what the cause of that is, not to cover it up with the tape on the dashboard.
Exactly. Although we can use natural medicine to ease the signs and symptoms straight away, but while we find the root cause. Say, for example, you have a headache, it's like, okay, well, let's take a natural remedy that you can take to soothe the headache while you find out why I got the headache, which could be dehydration, you have something out, those kind of things. So, right. And so what you're going to want to do is find what I'm the body whisperer. So that's what I call myself. So when clients hop on, I do a thorough assessment and I go, here's actually what your body's saying. All right. So find a body whisperer. All right. Or listen to your own body. It's like, listen to your body. And you know what? Sometimes it's like, but I'm afraid because I don't want to know what it's saying. Okay. Well, then you'll get a 2x4. So really it's do the work now, or it's going to be a lot harder later. So you know what? Just do it. Because listen, women, we're strong. Okay. You got this. All right. So we do a lot of testing, but just so you know, these signs and symptoms are something to really pay attention to.
If you have a lump or bump come up on your body, or
Yeah.
a uterine fibroid or an ovarian
Yeah.
cyst or endometriosis or
Yeah.
PCOS or something like that, these are all signals. Those are just messages to you that something's going on hormonally within your body or toxin wise in the body. When we get some toxins that the body can't handle, it takes them and packages them up and puts them away somewhere. Sometimes it goes into a fibroid, sometimes it goes into a cyst, sometimes it'll go into a ganglion cyst, sometimes it'll go into breast tissue.
Yeah.
Like it just depends where it's going to. Sometimes it'll go into thyroid. It just depends, right? So everybody is unique.
Yeah. And
So
so
test, don't guess.
what we want you to do is not get like my body, la la la. No, your body's actually trying to talk to you. So it's like make friends with your body, right? That's a big one, right? Make friends, love yourself because it's trying to talk to you. And so what we do is we go, okay, we test, don't guess. Yeah. So what we do is we start with the metabolic imbalance. All right. And so this would be the questionnaire because signs and symptoms, they matter. And you know what? We can pick up candida. Candida, parasites, low stomach acid, which I see so often, and low thyroid, too much stress, we can pick that up, and food allergies. A lot of these are actually totally tied to why you're gaining weight, is because these metabolic imbalances aren't discovered. So you test, don't guess. Okay. Then we also love blood work. Listen, blood doesn't lie. We can all lie to ourselves, which we can. We're probably good at that. But blood doesn't lie. And so we want to also get thorough blood work. All right. And then learn how to read it also, not the normal levels, but what's optimal. Again, if you're getting blood work and the doctor says everything looks fine, really? But you're not fine. So not everything's fine. All right. Again, you're thrown under the bus. This is one thing I have to get on my soapbox. Listen, we need to be proactive with our health. No, I'm not fine. And so find someone to help you read the blood work for optimal levels. That's exactly what I do. And I'm happy to help you all that as well.
And many of you, or most of you, or all of us probably would have gone to the doctor and the doctor says, you know what? Everything's fine. Your blood work is normal. And you're like, oh my gosh, I came here because I certainly don't feel normal. I'm having this and this and this and this and this going on. It's like, oh, it's just old age. Don't worry about it. You're normal.
No.
The thing is, we have to remember that in today's day and age, in 2025, moving into 2026, more than 75%, it's actually up in the 90s, but we'll just say 75% of the North American population is metabolically damaged, right? So when the doctor's saying you're normal, yeah, out of all those people, you're considered normal. But do you want to be like everybody else that's sick, or do you want to be healthy? Do you want to be optimal, right? So when we're reading blood work, we read for optimal. We don't read for normal.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you want. Okay, and so yeah, so this ties into what we're going to do is we're going to dive deeper. Webinar 2, which will be December 29th. It'll be a Monday, same time. And we're going to dive deeper into the cortisol, the insulin, the estrogen, progesterone, and how it completely ties to weight, sleep, and mood. Okay. And yeah, okay. And also with the Meno reset, the metabolic reset, the Meno challenge, which starts January 5th. On day 1, we're all going to do the health assessment. Okay. That's how we get started. All right. It's really, really powerful. So step 2 is, so step 1, just as a reminder, we are knowing our biology. We're learning about the biology. We learn about how we're different now than we were when we were 20. Okay. Step 2 is we're going to tame the tiger. We're going to take actually a look to see your stress bucket. Is it overflowing? Well, you know it is if you're chronically dieting, honestly, because when the body is lowering the calories, okay, it's going to hang on to your body fat. It is, because it's like, oh, I better hang on to this because I'm not sure when I'm going to get my next meal. Honestly, it's doing its best for you, but really chronically dieting is not the way. You know that. That's why you're on the call. So we don't want to do that. We have a strategy that works. That doesn't work. Plus, it's not fun. Poor sleep. Okay, that's another stress signal. So if your body is not sleeping properly, you're going to wake up more hungry, of course. Your satiety appetite is going to fall off the rails. Why? Because your body's looking for a lift because it didn't have the energy. You didn't have a restorative sleep. Okay, and your hormones become dysregulated. Guess what? If that goes on too long, leptin, ghrelin, those are hormones that with hunger, satiety, they become dysregulated. So if you're women over 40 and you have 20 or more pounds that you need to release, you likely have the hunger satiety not working properly. So here we are, we're looking at, oh, it's a thyroid thing. Oh, it's this. Actually, it's leptin. So we need to go higher up. So just so you know, we really need to pay attention to these hormones, especially the hunger satiety one. That's the first thing that I work with my clients is getting that regulated. Okay.
And so many women will come to us and they're, they're doing this, they got the sleep out of order, but the blood sugar spikes and crashes. So they've been taught to, or learned on the internet or somewhere, going to Dr. Google and understanding that maybe I just need to eat less. Like my girlfriend went and just ate less and she got skinny. Well, she was 25. Maybe it doesn't work for you, right? Because it really goes back to whether it's punishing workouts, these blood sugar spikes, poor sleep, or the chronic dieting. It's all that tiger chasing you.
Yeah.
When the body feels that it's not safe in whatever aspect it is, all of those things in that image on the left, overtime, sick, tired, headaches, bills, payment, stress, debt, all those stressors, just remember one thing, it's the tiger chasing you. If you get the tiger to stop chasing you, the feeling of it chasing you, you'll calm down.
Yeah.
If the tiger's there, there's no way the body in its wisdom is going to let you release fat. There's no way it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It wants to keep you safe.
Yeah, exactly. So how are we going to do that? Well, of course, we're going to give you some tools and next steps. What is it? Your daily routine. So in your daily routine, so you want to make sure that you are putting yourself back into rhythm. How do we get babies sleeping? We start them with a proper eating, sleeping schedule, eating, sleeping schedule. That's how we get babies to sleep through the night, right? And we have it regular. So I need you to think about that. We need to get back in that circadian rhythm. All right. Cortisol comes up in right first thing in the morning, get up and go. I got all this energy while you're making melatonin, then cortisol starts to come down and melatonin goes up. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. And that's where we need to get to. So if you have a daily routine, a schedule, what you're going to do is you're going to eat enough because it's in your schedule. Eat enough for nourishment and safety. Not too little, not too much, but enough for your body. You're also going to prioritize sleep. So that's super important. Again, it's in your daily routine. You start the day. We're going to give you a tip on how to actually sleep through the night today. But you're going to start the day setting the stage for a good sleep at night. That's what the daily routine is for, okay? And then when you do eat, you're going to have stable blood sugar. You'll have balanced meals. And then also swapping punishing workouts for smart hormone smart movements where you're not going to be driving cortisol up and you're going to be storing fat. No, you don't want to do that, right? You want to make sure you're driving up the exciting neurotransmitters, but then they come back down again so you can actually burn the fat. And in the Meno Reset Challenge on day 2, guess what? We're going to dive deeper into the stress piece, the sleep piece, and the blood sugar piece. And then day 3, we're going to really dive into the nutrition and how to eat for your hormones. So that's step 2. Step 3 is here's how we're going to reset with the Meno foundations. Well, we've already created a signature gold star program that allows women over 40 to drop 20 pounds or more. Look at Maria, she dropped 37 pounds in 90 days or less without giving up all your favorite foods or wine. All right, we've already perfected that. So what we're doing is now we are using our strategy and helping menopausal women. Okay, and we're going to make sure that we realign the 3 big levers. Okay, and we're going to teach you that right now. Hormone smart eating, you want to share that?
Nervous system friendly movement. So that's exercise that's not going to tax your nervous system, right? Whether it's long workouts, whether they're too intense workouts, whether you're doing the wrong type of exercise, right? So we don't adhere to a lot of cardio. We love walking. We think walking is awesome, but not heavy cardio. It's okay when you're younger. It was kind of a trend. I don't know, some of you will be of an age. In the 70s, they kind of started this jogging thing. And it became super duper popular. And then it became like, oh, everybody's got to do cardio and so forth. The thing is, now we take a look at society, and a lot of people are suffering, whether it's with joint pain, arthritis, and so forth, from doing the wrong movements over the wrong period of time, right? Along with the lifestyle, maybe they weren't eating enough, maybe they were stressed out of their faces, but collectively it's caused an issue, right?
Another common thing I see is they're using exercise to burn off their meals. We've got to really look at exercise differently. Exercise is self-care. It's not to burn off your meals. Okay. That's the other piece. So it's like we're not enjoying, we don't want to work against our bodies. Okay. We need to love our bodies, give the bodies what it needs. So I want you to look at exercise like it is medicine. All right. And then we need daily rest and repair habits. So if you're somebody who's been like, rushing woman syndrome is so used to like, oh, but if I'm not busy, then I'm not being productive. And what am I doing? Yeah, but now when you're a woman over 40, especially 50, 60, you have permission now to take rest. Allow yourself to repair, okay? Because it's a different game now. We can't keep doing what we're doing when we're 20, all right?
The mind and the body works together. So one of the things that we know is that the mind creates dis-ease or disease in the body, right? It's the mind that creates it. So how does that work? Well, we can get into that later. But if you just take one aspect of it, which is when you said the Russian woman syndrome, women have a tendency to give. They're the nurturers, right? We're the protectors in most cases. You're the nurturers in most cases. And so what happens is you're giving all your life in various ways, whether it's at work, whether it's as a wife, whether it's a mom, rarely taking care of yourself. And so one of the things that comes out, one of the diseases that comes out is with the thyroid. And the message of the thyroid is, when is it going to be my turn? Right? Mm-hmm. So this causes an irregularity with the thyroid gland. So you get hypothyroid, causing hair to fall out, outer third of the eyebrow, constipation, all kinds of issues, slowing down. The body saying, you are burned out. I got to, in my wisdom as a body, help you to slow down. It slows down everything that it thinks it doesn't need. And that's how you get hypothyroidism, right? But really the cause of it, behind it, the mental cause behind it is taking care of yourself. When is it going to be my turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it needs to be now. And you'll notice that more women fall prey of underactive thyroid than men. All right, far more. Yeah. So let's get into some of the foundations. Remember, hormone smart eating. What is hormone smart eating? Well, you know what? I want you to think of, here we can see this great visual here.
Real food.
Yeah. So think of a whole food. But really, when we're talking about hormones, we want to eat, what is it? Prioritize protein. Why? Because that's going to stimulate a hormone called glucagon. It's a hormone that allows you to burn fat, okay? So that is in your favor because we're wanting to build muscle and burn fat. What does protein do? Build muscle and allow you to burn fat. So that's very hormone smart. The next one is healthy carbs. No, not all carbs are bad. Do we all need to be on low carb? No, we don't. We want to start with at least 100 grams of carbs. And if you're exercising, frequently, you can add more carbs, okay? But 100 grams of carbs, what does it even look like? Don't even worry about measuring or anything. I never do that. I never count my calories. I never measure nothing. All I do is I go, okay, plants. What kind of plants? Non-starchy fibrous vegetables. Those are the ones, if you've got your protein, like say, for example, wild salmon. Now you're going to look at, that's great. I've got enough protein. What are the healthy carbs? Just think of above the ground vegetables from a garden, okay? And those are the non-starchy fibrous carbs. What do they do? You just put a handful in with your protein. What does it do? It's going to actually allow you to be satiated. You will have satiety. That way you're not tied to the fridge. And all that sugar that you're craving, you'll be satiated. Sugar bugs go bye-bye. Why? They don't like that food. You're not feeding them with that food. They can't survive. You're just gonna poop them out, is the way I would say. And so also the fiber is gonna feed the good bacteria and get rid of the bad, get rid of the sugar bugs. Yeah, because it's food for the good bacteria. And you want to do everything you can. If you're women over 40, you want to live another 50 years. Whoa, we want to take care of that gut microbiome. We want a diverse microbiome. And you know what? All those different vegetables, all the different colors, guess what? The good bugs love them. And now you're creating more of them. Okay, so that's why we're doing that. And then you also is the fat. So if your protein is really low in fat, add some fat. If it's already high in fat, you don't need to add fat. Okay. And when we say fat, fat makes you lean. Bad fat makes you fat. It does. What are the good fats? Mediterranean fats. What are the bad fats? The
Seed oils.
The seed oils, yeah. The alternating, the ones that have been there's a word for it.
Yep.
But anyways, we want you to think Mediterranean. What are they? You can see here, look, avocado, olives, fat from your animal protein is great. Ghee, butter, nuts and seeds. And so you want to get it more from food than you do an oil, because the oil can easily go rancid, especially if a cardiovascular risk, because it could easily oxidize. If you try and get your fat from whole foods, like avocado would be amazing, the monounsaturated. So think about that. When you're eating that, that's a nice balanced meal. You're going to feel safe and nourished, okay? And then just practicing that. That's also going to balance your blood sugar. It's also, when we say hormone smart swaps, what we're looking at is, listen, I like chips. I like chocolate. I like bread. You can make healthy hormone swap, and so that you feel like you're being naughty, but you're not. That's what I always say. So there's healthy breads, there's healthy chips, there's healthy chocolate. There's even some good wine, honestly. And don't think you can't have those things. You find a higher quality of that and match it properly with your meals. That's how you do it, okay? So that way you can keep room for all these fun things without derailing your progress. Now we're going to get into, we've talked about the hormone smart eating, right? And now we're going to get into the movement. So what we're doing is we want to make sure that it's consistent movement. This is our family, by the way. There's Tristan, there's Trey, and there's Reese and I. Yeah, that's us on the beach. So when we think about movement, first of all, I need you to look at it as play, not like work. This is play. This is self-care. So I want you to re-look at how you look at movement. Find things you actually like to do, then you'll do them more often. But the other piece of this is we do need, if you're a woman over 40, you need to get into resistance training. Why? You need to build the muscle, because muscle is your metabolic engine, right? We're eating the protein to build the muscle. You need to build the muscle, right? And so we want to make sure that you're doing the resistance training. You're also taking care of what? Mobility. Yes, it matters. Not when you're 20 and 30, not as much, right? But when you're 40, 50, 60, oh yeah. So you want to start before the exercise, do a bit of rolling, roll out the fascia. After you train, nice long hold stretching, okay? All of this, guess what? We're not raising cortisol. No, you're having fun. You're playing, right? You're doing resistance training. You're not doing an hour, 2 hour of cardio to try and burn off your last meal. Then the other piece, that's how we move properly. Then living. To live. Listen, I need you to be more like an animal than an artificial robot. What does that mean? I need you outside as much as you can. That's what animals do. That's what we're mammals. You're from nature. You're a human being. We're forgetting that. Okay. So I need you to be outside as much as you can, especially in the morning, because what's that going to do? Allow for really good quality sleep at night because it sends a signal to the body to make your melatonin, and it takes 12 hours. So yes, we want to get out as soon as we can. And at the end of the day, like now, I'm wearing my blue light blocking glasses, by the way, if you're wondering why, because it's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I put these on. That way I can keep my circadian rhythm. It blocks the blue light. If I had blue light on me, I'd be up because it's telling my body that it's 12 o'clock during the day. So I'm biohacking. We can use tools like this to still be able to use our technology, being smart. But really, at the end of the day, we want to do a wind down, put our blue light blocking glasses on, just take some, instead of late night scrolling, oh, nasty, books, blue light, red lamps, all these things. You want to set the stage for a good sleep. And in the Meno Reset Challenge, guess what? We're going to dive deeper into that on day 4. We're going to talk all about movement, metabolic movement made simple. And also in day 5, we're going to realign and reset your fit and healthy body forever with the blueprint. Now, let's do a recap. Big picture here. Yes, you can go from overweight to lean. It's possible. And you're not broken. It's the strategy that needs to change. Okay. So if you take anything from today, it's not you, it's the strategy. Get the right strategy that fits your hormones, your metabolism, okay, and your body, right? And we talked about the 3-step realignment formula. Number 1, know that meet your biology. Know thyself. Number 2, remove excess stress. You want some, but not too much. And the number 3, reset with the Meno foundations. Eat properly, move properly, live properly. Those are the Meno foundations. And we're going to actually do all this together. So, before we get into just sharing about the next webinar, I would love to know if this was helpful for you, if you have any questions in the chats. And listen, we are going to open up the lines for questions. So I'm just wondering, it looks like we've got quite a few people here on the call. That's amazing. And so, yeah, that's that. So before you do, ask the questions or leave our call here, we do want to mention that we do have part 2. What is it? It's the webinar 2. What are we going to learn? You want to share it?
We're going to learn how cortisol starts cascade. So it starts with stress, and then where does it go from there? We've alluded to some of that today. But we're going to get deeper into that. Why insulin is the number 1 driver to belly fat. So insulin is a storage fat, right? Sugar goes too high, insulin comes up, stores the fat. That's simple. How estrogen and progesterone work. So our hormones, we need cholesterol, right? We need cholesterol to have our sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, pregnenolone, testosterone. We need cholesterol to have all of that. And so when we're taking something like a statin medication, we're messing that up and everything below it, right? We also need to have cortisol. That's made from cholesterol as well. So, and we're going to find out where your real leverage points are, even in menopause, right? So as I mentioned before, you're already in the series. If you signed up for number 1, you're already going to get messages of number 2, number 3, right? So just keep an eye open for that email, and you'll find the link.
Yeah, it'll be December 29th.
To join the next one.
Be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can talk about the challenge after, but we can talk about it now.
Sure.
Okay, so just quickly, we've got the 5-day Meno challenge. I think we've already alluded to it a number of times. It's starting January 5th. It's for 5 days. It's going to be like, we're going to build the momentum. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do it all together. And you're going to have 3 coaches on your side. So one of them here, well, the 2 of us, but guess what? Meet Coach Jen. That's your 3rd coach. So she's going to also be part of this challenge. We're going to have so much fun. And what we're doing, this is for women to realign, for realignment for women done starting over. It'll be 5 days, and you're going to go from, I kind of get it, to I'm doing it. Okay, because remember, action. You gotta take the action. You can learn it, but it's the action that makes the difference. And it's designed for if you're busy. It's only gonna be an hour a day for 5 days.
Yeah.
And it will be simple
Step
live
by
trainings. Yep, and
Progressive.
doable homework. Really fun doable homework. Okay. And so that's what's coming up. We're very excited about that because challenges are fun.
So the 5 days will be map your unique metabolic imbalance and self-test. Michelle mentioned that already. On day one, you'll get the test. And then decode the 3 hidden triggers blocking your personal fat loss. So you'll be given a number of different ones and we'll find out what's yours, right? And then real food, real hormones, and then eat without dieting. So create a nutrition plan that's a lifestyle, something that you can maintain for the rest of your life. You don't have to diet, right? You don't have to do without something.
Yeah.
And then what are we going to do to move properly so that we can move properly for the rest of our life? Building lean muscle tissue, reducing body fat, and getting rid of that inflammatory visceral fat that's on the inside around our organs, right? And then day 5, bringing it all together, realigning it, resetting, and then you'll have your fit and healthy forever body blueprint from there.
Yeah, you'll know what to do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And so that's cool. You'll have access to all 5 trainings. You'll have a homework template. There's going to be Q&A. There's going to be a certificate. Oh yeah. And there'll be a $200 credit towards Fit and Healthy Forever as well. That's in the challenge. Okay. Which is here.
So you'll see that image coming up in your emails over the next little while.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So now it's time for
a little Q&A.
Let's do it. And I'm just wondering with my assistant, are we going to unmute? Because really that's what we can start to do is unmute.
Let's see if there's any in there.
Unmute. If anyone wants to raise their hand, we can unmute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, Manveer, you'll receive a copy in your
Tristan's
email.
Tristan's answer. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to okay. Look to see, a lot of you aren't showing your faces. That's okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone here want to be unmuted to ask a question? I guess is the next piece.
Put up your hand.
Yeah.
And if not.
Yeah. Anyone here? This is Q&A time. So what I could do is, because I'm able to unmute you myself, to see if I can.
Don't.
Okay. No, I'm just testing to see if I could. I wouldn't just automatically do it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Any questions?
Great.
This is Q&A time. I'm just looking in the chat to see if anyone wants to unmute themselves. And I guess if they do in the chat, just say, yes, I'd like to unmute, and then we can unmute you, or Tristan can see that, our moderator. So Sarah's been saying the session's been really awesome. Manveer.
Phil is saying loved it, useful info.
Great. Jen, great information.
Great.
Sarah. Manveer wants to know about the coupon.
Good.
The session's been really awesome.
Good, thanks, Sarah. Great. Alrighty. Well, if there's no questions at the moment, then that's super cool. We look forward to seeing you on webinar number 2.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, have a good evening.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye.